The illegal elbow.
Elbow techniques.
This is the elbow.
An elbow from here. I'll throw the elbow.
Yeah, the illegal elbows.
All right, people, we're back, man. Illegal Elbow Radio, another exciting episode for you guys, man. This is Brian from Illegal Elbow Radio, Illegal Elbow on Twitter.
And this is Dan from MMA Aftermath on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm getting real frustrated here, you know. I want to listen to my Illegal Elbow show podcasts and stuff, and I can't. I go here, they redirect me here to this Spreaker app. I want something more convenient. This is not fair. I want to listen to this when I want to listen to it.
Hang on, Mom. All right, I got this one. All right, look, buddy. No big deal, all right? What you do, you head over to your Google Play Store. And then what you do is you search Illegal Elbow, all one word, no spaces. Voila. You got your app right there, man. You can check out every Illegal Elbow show. Illegal Elbow MMA show.
You hear that, Ma? All of them.
It's so easy to do. Packed with information on us, you know, how to contact us. Go to our home pages, our Facebook pages, our Twitters, all that good stuff, man. So it's a great app. So go check it out, comment on it, rate it. That's another thing we want, man, is give us a rating on that app, what you think of it. So,
you hear that, Ma? You hear that, Ma? One word, Illegal Elbow. Type it in right now, Google Play Store.
So coming to this fight, man, really, I thought Stipe Miocic has a great shot at this fight. There's a lot of questions to be answered when it comes to a Junior Dos Santos. Junior Dos Santos, I think, he did a pretty good job at answering those. There's still more questions, in my opinion, when it comes to him. But one thing I really wanted to look back at when it comes to Miocic, the win over Fabio Maldonado, which might as well be a null and void because it's a different weight class. It's, Gabe Gonzaga on the same very night, this past Saturday, just got embarrassed. Before that was Roy Nelson. He just embarrassed Roy Nelson horribly, and that's what really we really like this guy, but at the same time, the Roy Nelson fight, just the way he just demolished.
I don't say Roy Nelson did better against JDS than he did against Stipe, in a way.
Damn straight, and that's why I was like, you know what, this guy's really kind of on the map here with his movements and what he does, and I almost think that Stipe Miocic went for too much of the wrestling game too early on, and it didn't help him, you know. But before I get into that more, before that was the Stefan Struve fight that he lost, and that was his first loss of his MMA career. And to me, it's almost like you really got to look at a fight like that, you know, where he takes a knockout loss, which he's grown a lot since then. I don't want to put too much stock in that loss, but kind of one of them losses is still a nagging kind of in the back of your head, a nagging thought, I guess. But just to throw that out there, but it really shows that he's kind of learned a lot, still improving his own boxing, you know, stuff like that with the Roy Nelson Gonzaga Maldonado fight, you know, that kind of stuff. Going into the Junior Santos fight, I don't know what you think about it, Dan, but to me it looked like Stipe Miocic maybe should have went a little bit more with his boxing game and kind of not done the takedowns so quick. I'm thinking maybe if Stipe Miocic would have had a different game plan, it might have been a little bit different.
Yeah, I think, actually, I'm thinking a little bit different on this from his game plan. I'm thinking that his initial game plan of trying to get a Junior Dos Santos down and getting the takedowns and eventually the first person, I think, or one of the first couple people to take a Junior Dos Santos down like that, because he's got excellent takedown defense. He wanted to make JDS expend energy to fight against that, so maybe he could use his boxing in the later rounds against a tired JDS. That's what I thought he was trying to do. JDS, you know, his...
backfired on him, man.
It backfired on him. The simple fact is he didn't stick with that simple plan long enough. And he started catching some fucking flack. As you see, he kept multiple times getting JDS against the fence, but not being able to keep him there. Yes, he had a nice right hook as JDS came out of the fucking... He chased him down the fucking cage a couple times with that right hook. Just fucking landed. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
The thing that
I
see... the thing that I seen with the Stipe Miocic, and if you look back at Stipe Miocic, I think in the third or fourth round, man, he fucking unleashed some fucking haymakers that just missed, bro.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you were thinking, dude, if he would have nailed him, dude, he would have fucking. He even had JDS. The crowd was going crazy. I was like, dude, is he going to put JDS out? You know, combos following him against the fucking cage. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
JDS fucking hanging in there. Steel chin, JDS starting to look like Heath Ledger from fucking. We both said it when we got on here.
Started getting good at running, too, man. He was getting good at running. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. You're like, bro, who did JDS look like after, like, the third round? I was like, the Joker. And you're like, yeah, bro, Heath Ledger, the Joker.
I can't believe we both picked that out. Yeah. It was nuts, people. I'm not even kidding, man. Dan and I both were not hanging out that night. But we both picked him out looking like Heath Ledger. He really seriously looked like him. If you add the mop, add the hair, he would have looked exactly like
you got him. And that being said, on a serious note, it's okay if his face looks like this after getting wrecked by a guy that's probably not doesn't have the kind of power that a Mark Hunt has, doesn't have the kind of power that a Carwin has, and doesn't have the kind of power that a fucking Kane has. Okay? He doesn't have the kind of power any of those guys have. But all those guys at the same time have unleashed their power on JDS's face. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's looked pretty fucking gruesome. And after tonight, I would have to say this is probably the worst I've ever seen JDS's face, dude. It was swolled up 3 times the size of its normal fucking proportions, dude. You know, it was not like, oh, yeah, he had a little, you know, first it was the side of his cheek that started swelling up. And then at the end of the fight, it was just his whole face, bro. His whole face was just a big old, did you see him standing next to fucking Steven Seagal? It was like an alien. You know, it's like.
It's horrible looking, man. I think it's a little bit of leftovers from what Kane did to him, you know, because I think in the last fight with Kane made him look, I mean, he looked fucking horrible. And I mean, even if
scar tissue through his whole face, bro.
Oh, he does, absolutely, man. I think a lot of that is, a lot of what Stipe did to him is a lot of still riding on all the scar tissue he has from the Kane fights. I mean, he got bludgeoned in both fights, and this one here just opened all that shit back up, and it looked nasty. You know, Stipe Miocic was worse for wear too, because this is the toughest fight of his career. I mean, and he didn't go down. He took some hard shots, didn't go down. He was in there for the long haul, man. He looked good, but it's just, I think he blew his wad, you know, whatever. It's a gross term, but I apologize, people. But hey, man, everybody says it, but it doesn't take on that meaning. He wore himself out way early, in my opinion, and it's like, it was a good game plan, but it was a good game plan against a guy that's known for combating that. I mean, a guy that's known for having great takedown defense. And Stipe Miocic is not the wrestler that Cain Velasquez is. I mean, not at this point.
Bro, how many shots did how many right overhand power shots did fucking JDS miss in that fight?
Probably 47 per round.
Just the telegraphed, I'm pissed off, I'm resorting back to primitive old school JDS that we've talked about many times. Those shots take a lot out of you, dude, if you don't land it. You know, even if you do it, it's a power shot, okay? At the same token, you know, Stipe was getting out of the way of this. But at the same token, if you look at the first couple rounds of Stipe, he constantly had his fucking his gloves up. He was he was fucking blocking any fucking rights that were coming in. He was just putting that hand up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Halfway through the second round and on, fucking hands down, dude. And that's when his fucking face started getting fucked up, if you notice. You know, because he was relatively unfucking scathed, dude. Hey, I got to give props for JDS, because for the simple fact is, even though he was fucking tired in those championship rounds or those contendership rounds, he looked actually decent enough to where there was no walling and stalling to get some breath.
Yeah,
rugging and hugging. He was staying fucking active. Yeah, he was telegraphing shit, but he was still going for it.
Yeah, his gas tank was good. Yeah, I mean, his gas tank wasn't horrible, man. I mean, not like, previous fights. I mean, definitely the will to go is still there, man. But one thing I want to point out, man, about Stipe that kind of bugged me a little bit. It's when the fight was over and they called the winner. Stipe was just about ran out like a Forrest Griffin.
Yeah, he
against
did.
against whatever fight that was. I mean, he ran out. He was embarrassed, But
Against
Stipe
Silva.
ran out. Yeah, Stipe ran out, and it was kind of like, dude, all right, Junior Dos Santos had to chase you down in order to pay you respects, dude,
Yeah.
and you still didn't want to fucking say anything to him. You still ran away, and it's like, dude.
He was doing that, in my opinion, to the judges, but
But it's I mean, to me, it's like no matter how it looks, it's like he should know better. He should know better that that's not how you handle it. You know what I mean? I know you might be pissed, but it's like there's no way in anybody's right mind that he could have thought he won that fight. To me, there's no way. Yes, he threw some shots that look great, but JDS was peppering him all night long. JDS.
I thought it was a split decision the way I seen it, and I'm counting. The reason I'm saying that is from the way that JDS's face looked, and it wasn't from elbows, and it wasn't from big right hooks. It was from jabs. All fucking night long, he got fucking worked by that jab. Yeah. And that's what I based my premise on in this fucking fight. So people can say this, but everybody has their own opinion, and you can say, well, but the UFC card said like that. Well, that's somebody else's opinion too. So, those judges' opinions. But I'm looking at what I've seen, and I would have thought that it was closer to a split decision, maybe. So I don't know, but
yeah,
it was a fast fight, dude. It wasn't like a dominating performance. It's like Stipe ran out of that. In my opinion, he ran out of that fucking ring because he knew that was his fucking contender shot, dude. That's like, I don't know. Yeah, if it was any other fight, I'd be like, what the fuck you doing, man? But this is like so close, man. You're right there, and you worked your ass off, and you fucking took this other guy to his limits. Both your faces are fucking fucked, yeah. But Junior's was fucked quicker. Okay? His shit started showing up real quick.
Well, I mean, on that same token, I mean, John Jones got fucking mangled by, and he still won the fight. I mean, well, because that was a title shot too. That was a title match.
Yeah. No, I'm just, and I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about it directly the facial looks. I'm just talking about what caused that, man. That was that pointing jab, the jab that I don't know if it's not respected yet in MMA, but he fucking worked that fucker Golden Glove style, dude. So I was watching the boxing aspect of it, I guess.
It looked to me like Junior Santos had a whole different boxing world going on there. He definitely saw a boxing coach. He did not see any kind of a wrestling coach or nothing. When he left his camp, he wanted to see a better boxing coach. So he did not break himself with the whole knockout thing. Well, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But he definitely has more of a boxing prowess, I think, than ever before.
We got to remember, he did get fucking Stipe on fucking roller skates there.
Yeah, he was out on the ice.
Grabbing for ankles.
Flipping, skipping around, skating around on the ice, man, for a little bit there. I mean, I don't want to buy Dos Santos too much credit because I still think the guy needs to, develop more of a ground game. But it's just me, you can improve on your boxing, you can improve on your striking, and all that. And it showed, but how's it going to show with a Fabricio Verdum or the champion still right now? I mean, it's sure it could bring a lot to the table, but it's like when you're on your back, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Because you're not going to be able to last forever. Stipe already proved that you're not going to be able to last forever with your newly found boxing. It's just not going to happen, man. So I just think he's still a one-sided fighter when it comes to Dos Santos. I don't want to disrespect him too much, but I don't want to buy him too much credit either because he's still that one-sided fighter that firmly, totally, solidly believes in his striking and doesn't work on the ground game enough, in my opinion. I mean, maybe he does, but we don't see a lot of it because he wasn't on his back a lot in this fight, so, it's hard to really say.
It was a war, man. It was a fucking war.
For shit's sake, man. But tell you what, brother, steadfast.
And a God beer.